Hey, and welcome to the third PlayBuzz webinar. I'm Ben Beerley, one of PlayBuzz's senior content writers, and I'm here today to share with you 11 unexpected ways to use the trivia format. I'm a playful content veteran here at PlayBuzz who's created countless trivia quizzes and have seen it all. I don't claim to have a secret formula for making your trivia quiz go viral, but there are exciting and creative ways to use the trivia format that can really push your content above the fray. Before we dive in, just a simple reminder that you don't need to take notes on what I'm saying, but rather take notes on what you plan to do with everything discussed during this session. We'll send you everything we discuss after the webinar has ended, so there's no need to break your head multitasking here. At PlayBuzz, we're successful if we get your attention for 3 minutes, let alone 30. And remember, you can submit any questions in the chat box on your right, and we'll get to the questions at the end of the webinar. So those of you who have experience with PlayBuzz and our various formats might already be familiar with the concept of playful content. For those of you newer to the concept, let's cover it briefly. So what exactly is playful content? In short, playful content is mobile-friendly, snackable, interactive, and highly shareable. Today's content consumers no longer passively consume. Audiences want to interact and unlock different aspects of content, but most importantly, they want to share it with their peers. The truth is, if your content is not mobile-friendly or optimized for social media, it's just not easily discovered. Sharing and recommending are the keys to spreading content organically, otherwise known as going viral, in order to reach like-minded audiences. Here we see in our infographic from our blog.playbuzz.com, a little bit about the science of sharing. Why do people share content? And we can see here that one of the top 3 reasons that people share content is that it's a reflection of who they are. It's all about personal branding. People want their social network to see them a certain way. And this takes us right in to our topic of today's webinar, the trivia format. Now, a little bit about the trivia format. Just like the ones you know from school, only way more fun. This type of quiz has questions with definitive answers, right or wrong, yes or no, and can include images, videos, and GIFs. In the end, users receive a result telling them how well they did and encouraging them to share their success with their social media network. Again, it's an experience of building their personal image, personal branding. People want to share how much they know with their social network. Now, there are many exciting ways to use the trivia format, and today we're going to go over 11 unexpected ways to use the trivia format that can really drive exponential growth in your audience reach. The first unexpected way to use the trivia format is the direct and straightforward trivia in challenging packaging. Here we're talking about a trivia that is simple, but appears to be a real challenge. It's directed towards people who want to prove their knowledge and brag about it on social media. People who want to show their social network how smart they are. Think bragging rights. People want their social network to think about them in a certain way, and they're going to share these results because it proves how smart they are. So here we have an example of this type of trivia, and can you pass the hardest geography quiz ever? Now we can see here the questions are actually quite straightforward. The state of Florida is what kind of landmass? Okay, peninsula, that's easy. But the packaging is very challenging, the hardest geography quiz ever. It makes your audience feel like they're really being put to the test, and they're more likely to share those results. Now the next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the zoom in, zoom out trivia. In this type of trivia, you provide your audience with a picture zoomed in enough so they can't see exactly what it is, but they have enough information to guess. You're testing their visual knowledge. It's fun, creative, visual. It's like giving your audience a piece of the puzzle and they need to put it together. This works really well with famous and iconic images such as album covers. Here is an example, a trivia quiz. How well do you know your 1984 albums? The creator gives us an image zoomed in. We have to guess what album cover this is. Okay, Michael Jackson. This is a great use of the zoom in, zoom out. It also works very well with famous pieces of artwork. Here we have the example, are you a true art expert? And the artwork is zoomed in enough, we can only really make an educated guess. So notice that the audience is not just being tested on their art knowledge, but there's also a visual and mental challenge. Your audience is going to be more likely to share these types of trivia quizzes precisely because it was a mental challenge. Now, the next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the visual concept. It's a fun and creative twist on the trivia format. In this case, a picture really is worth 1,000 words. Like the previous example, you're testing your audience's visual knowledge. This type of trivia quiz keeps the reader excited and engaged throughout their quiz experience. Now, there are many different twists on the visual concept, and we're going to jump in and see some great examples. But the common denominator here is keeping the trivia questions focused on the image. It's unexpected precisely because you're testing your audience visually with pictures rather than with facts or true and false questions. For example, here we have a trivia quiz. Can you guess the Disney movie from a shot of the opening screen? This is very creative. The creator gives us a shot from the opening screen and we have to guess what we're looking at. Now notice this is not just a trivia about Disney movies, it's also a visual and mental challenge, meaning that your audience is really going to become invested and want to finish this quiz. Here we have an example from one of our partners, MTV. How well do you know what your faves wore in 2014? Now MTV's twist here in the visual concept is really great because they're hiding part of the image. So we have to guess who wore this, but we don't see the face. Again, this isn't just a trivia quiz about celebrities or MTV, it's a visual challenge. Here we have the example, can you identify the iconic books from a blurry cover? This is great because the creator blurred the image. So for example, in the second question, okay, we can kind of see a pig. Ah, this book must be Animal Farm. Again, it's this visual challenge that's going to bring your audience in, tie them in, completion rates are going to be high, and they're going to share this on their social network. Now, the next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the exact opposite of what we just spoke about. Here we're talking about the knowledge-based, no pictures trivia quiz. This type of trivia is all about knowledge. No frills, no distractions. It's unexpected precisely because you don't engage your audience visually. You're testing their knowledge. Here we have an example of a trivia quiz called Can You Pass an 8th Grade Science Test? It has the feeling of a standardized test. It feels official. It feels formal. In this type of trivia quiz, you can ask a lot more questions because there aren't any pictures or GIFs serving as a distraction. It's straightforward. And again, this type of subject, 8th grade science, is a tangible subject that people are going to want to be tested on, and they're going to want to prove how much they know. In this trivia quiz of an American citizenship test, how much do you really know about the United States? We see that's 50 questions, but the audience is going to wait. They're going to stay involved for this result, 48 out of 50. They're going to want to show their social network how much they really know. The next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the lyrics trivia. Now, this is one of our all-time favorite types of trivia here at PlayBuzz, and it's hands down one of the most successful and entertaining ways to use the trivia format. What you do here is you give your audience part of a lyric and then a blank, and you ask your audience to fill in the blank. This type of trivia is fun and super engaging because it has your audience singing along as they take the trivia quiz. And it's also going to have your audience involved on an emotional level because if you're dealing with iconic and famous songs, such as this example here, do you really know all the lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody? It's such a famous song and there's nostalgia involved. We see the creator is given a blank, we have to fill in the blank. People are going to finish this type of trivia quiz because they're going to be singing along and they want to prove how much they really remember this famous and iconic song. Here we have the example, do you actually know the lyrics of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a very famous song that most of us remember. Again, the audience is going to be singing along, the completion rates are going to be high, and the share rates are going to be phenomenal. In this particular example, this trivia quiz had 2.1 million shares. This is phenomenal. This type of trivia quiz can really broaden your outreach. You can reach a lot more people. It's a phenomenal tool. The next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the video trivia. This type of trivia is where you show your audience a video and then ask them questions about what they just saw. It's a playful and surprising twist on the trivia format and also on a memory quiz. Rather than testing your users' knowledge, you're testing their immediate short-term memory and their visual recall. It's also great because rather than asking your audience to trust you to grade their results, they have the proof right in front of them, making this type of trivia quiz feel more intimate and objective. So here we have an example from one of our partners, The Telegraph. How good is your memory? Now they're asking us to watch a video, and we're going to see 20 pictures in a row. We're going to look at each picture for 3 seconds, and we're being asked to make mental notes and remember the order of the pictures. So see, we're being mentally challenged. Here we go. All right, our first image, 2 women on bikes. Next image, a cappuccino. Next image, an iPhone. And then what The Telegraph did is they made a trivia quiz. How good is your memory? Which of these objects comes first in the list? Okay, remember the coffee. Which object comes directly after this picture? The audience is being engaged and challenged visually and mentally. It's a very fun experience, and it's a very creative twist on the trivia quiz format. Here we have How Good Is Your Visual Memory? The creator gives their audience Cyndi Lauper's famous Girls Just Want to Have Fun music video. The audience is asked to watch the music video and take note of what's happening. So we watch. Once we finished watching, we'll click Got It or OK. And now we're being tested on what we just saw. At the beginning of the video, Cindy's mother is, okay, breaking eggs. Cindy's father was wearing what? Okay, this is a great way to challenge your audience mentally and visually. Now the next unexpected way to use the trivia format is to drive engagement from a social post. So the idea here is to take a trivia quiz, post it on social media, and take one of the more provocative or enticing or simply nostalgic questions in the trivia, posting it on social media and asking your audience to comment and to answer the question. So here we have an example from the Playbuzz Facebook page, a successful trivia, how well do you remember the children's books covers based on the pictures? And a question from the trivia, which beloved children's book is this picture from? Now what's great about doing this is you get your audience playing the trivia game before they even realize they're playing it. In other words, they're commenting, they're answering the question, they're involved and they're engaged in this trivia without even clicking on the link. This is a phenomenal way to use the trivia format to drive social engagement and to get that kind of involvement. Now the next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the all-inclusive or the all-in-one. This type of trivia is surprising because it's so well-rounded. It packs a lot of bang in one punch with stellar images, good questions, and highly shareable results. Let's call this the Renaissance man of trivia. It's visually stunning, engaging, challenging, but not too challenging, relatable, and entertaining. It's the all-in-one. The key here is really appealing to the widest population base that you can. So here we have the example of a trivia quiz. How well do you know? How many English words do you actually know? Now this type of trivia is really going to appeal to a wide base. Every English speaker, whether they be a native English speaker or someone learning English, is going to want to take this trivia quiz. The pictures are solid. The questions are intriguing but not too difficult. This type of trivia is the all-in-one, the all-inclusive, and it's going to have very high completion rates and very high share rates. One of our partners from Country Outfitter created Are You Really Southern? Again, this is appealing to a wide population, anyone from the South. We have questions about music, about Southern states. The pictures are good. The questions are spot on. It's really the all-inclusive. Now we have an example. Can you name all the dog breeds? Again, this is appealing to a very wide audience. Everyone knows a dog breed. Everyone knows a type of dog. The pictures are beautiful. The types of breeds are a little bit challenging, but not too difficult. This type of trivia anyone can relate to. They're going to take it and they're going to share it. Now, the next unexpected way to use the trivia format is the have you seen it or the yes or no. In this type of trivia, there are no right or wrong answers. You're simply checking how well your audience knows a subject, whether it be a TV show, a celebrity, or their romantic partner. And in the end, you score how well they did, and you're telling them how well they know something. Here, your audience is going to say to their social network, wow, look how well I know TV show or book or celebrity. An important part of this trivia quiz is the element of validation. For example, here we have the trivia quiz, what is your TV addiction score? Now, people who love to think that they're TV junkies and they've seen all the hottest shows and they know all of the shows are going to want to take this. They're going to be willing to answer a lot of questions of what they've seen and what they haven't seen. Because in the end, they want the validation of getting TV Master, 42 out of 50. Your audience is going to want to share this on their social network and say, look how well I know TV. I'm a TV master, are you? And they can challenge their social network to take the same trivia quiz. Here we have an example. Do you really know the most important person in your life? The quiz creator is asking their audience about their romantic partner. Okay, do you remember your partner's birth date? Yes. Do you remember the color of your partner's eyes? Yes. But the questions become more difficult, such as, okay, do you remember what your partner wore this morning? What's great about this example is people are really going to want to do well, and they're going to take the trivia over and over until they do, because they want to prove to their social network how well they really know their partner. Now, the 10th unexpected way to use the trivia format is the nostalgic trivia. Pull at the heartstrings. In this type of trivia, you want to take your audience to a different time. You want to remind them of their favorite movie, their favorite celebrity, their favorite TV show. People love a connection to the past. You want to evoke memories because people often feel the past was a better time, TVs were better, maybe movies were better, celebrities were more relatable. Regardless of what it is, you really want to pull at the heartstrings. You want to put your audience in a different mental space. So here we have an example. Can you pass the hardest Seinfeld trivia game ever? Now, immediately, when we start taking this trivia, we're not just going to be thinking about the questions. We're going to be thinking about what we were doing when Seinfeld was on air, what are our favorite episodes, our favorite characters, our favorite jokes, who we related to the most. This type of trivia is going to pull at those heartstrings, and it becomes an emotional experience so much bigger than just the questions they're answering. Here's an example. Can you recognize the 90s TV show by just 2 items? Now, immediately, we all remember Rachel's haircut. We all remember that door. We all remember whether Ross and Rachel were really on a break. This is so key to creating that emotional connection with the content because we're all thinking now about our favorite Friends episode, our favorite Friends joke. You're really creating that nostalgic experience that's going to motivate people to finish the trivia quiz and share it. So you can really have a broader outreach and a bigger audience when you utilize the trivia format in this way. Here, of course, from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, we have Will's hat and Carlton's shirt and sweater. Immediately, we're thinking about the show. It's bringing back memories. We're having a nostalgic experience. How well do you actually remember Forrest Gump? Not only a good movie, but a movie that encapsulates such an iconic time in American history. Your audience is going to be thinking about the Vietnam War. Your audience is going to be thinking about the characters, everything that happened. Pay attention to this emotional experience that you're creating with your audience through playful content, through this trivia format. Now, the final unexpected way to use the trivia format is you don't even have to use the trivia format. Now let me explain. What you do is you take the idea of a trivia quiz, but you put it in our personality quiz format. So what we're talking about is a personality quiz, such as this example here. Can you answer the 21 questions that every American should know? And the audience is being asked by the creator trivia-like questions, but they don't know what they're getting right or wrong. So there's the element of suspense, the element of surprise. So your audience is going to be far more likely to stick with it and finish answering the questions to see how well they do. Another example, can we guess your level of education? This is a trivia in the personality quiz format where the creator is asking their audience questions about how much they know that can determine their level of education. They're going to be answering and not getting feedback of whether they got the question right or wrong. There'll be that element of suspense and surprise, and in the end, they'll receive a result that they want to share on their social network. They want to brag on their social network and say, look, my level of education is a PhD. A lot about personal branding here, and this type of personality quiz, which is essentially a trivia, does very well and has very high share rates. And that wraps it up. We just went through the 11 unexpected ways to use the trivia format. It was a lot of fun and very exciting. For all of the publishers with us, I want to say feel free to check out publishers.playbuzz.com. There you'll find invaluable information on what it means to be a part of the Playbuzz network, including invaluable tools and tips on how to engage new users as well as retain old ones. In addition, our blog is a phenomenal resource, blog.playbuzz.com. Really tips from the best experts in the field. To speak with other quiz creators, we have our forum, forum.playbuzz.com. You can get feedback and exchange ideas. And if you have any questions about the trivia quiz format, the 11 unexpected ways to use it that we just went over, or about the Playbuzz network and our other formats, feel free to shoot us a mail to publisherscommunity@playbuzz.com. We're always happy to hear from you, but don't worry about writing this all down. We will send you all the resources, no pressure. And that wraps it up.